Okay. Welcome everyone to our Fall Interns Google Hangout. Today we'll be asking our current interns some questions, but first we'll start off with an introduction from our Glendale interns.
Thank you, Stephanie. Hi, everybody. My name is Mehul, and I graduated in summer from Ohio State University with a master's in computer science. And in fall, I joined Walt Disney Imagineering Research and Development as a creative technology intern. And I've been here since then.
Hi, I'm Sam. I graduated from Pepperdine University in May with a computer science degree and minor in multimedia design. I started in July as a web development intern for Disney Interactive, and I work on the blogs and the websites.
Hi, this is Ke. I will be graduating this December from University of Miami, and I joined Parks and Resorts Digital from May, and it's been pretty good since then.
Awesome. We'll head over to Bristol now.
Hi everyone, my name is Gaurav, and I'm a graduate student at the University of Texas at Dallas, and I'm an intern at ESPN's Advanced Technology Group.
Great. Now Solana Beach.
Hi everyone, my name is Gerald. I'm currently going to school at Full Sail University, doing the online course for game design, and right now I am learning as a game designer at the Beach Disney Interactive Studio.
Great, and then we'll head on up to Seattle.
Hi, my name is Bobby. I am up in Seattle, obviously, for DTSS. I started in the summer doing a mobile app internship, and then I stayed on for the fall doing some web development for internal products. I'm going to Oregon State University, also online program. And I'll be graduating in March, so not quite finished.
Great. And just remember, throughout the panel, you can ask your own questions on Twitter or Facebook with the hashtag AskPITech. So now we'll start off with our first question. So everybody tell us about your work environment, for example, the office you work in, the team you're on, etc. Just your favorite. Awesome.
So like I said a moment ago, I work at ESPN's Advanced Technology Group, and this group is more like a ridiculously well-funded university's lab, where we are like, working on advanced technology. And the main verticals that we have are virtual reality, speech recognition, and data mining or data analytics. And I'm part of the speech recognition team, so that's what I do.
Awesome. So we'll move on to our next question. Probably one of my favorite. What made you want to work at Disney?
It's just me.
Yeah. I mean, I think we can say the same about sports and ESPN. And when people usually watch sports, you just watch it on your TV or on your phone or on the website and so on. You never imagine the amount of technology that goes behind putting that sport, that live event, almost 7 seconds after that shot was made on your screen. And the process that goes behind it, everything from the tight deadlines and the adrenaline rush that comes with working in such an environment is what brought me to ESPN.
So we'll move on to our next question. What does a typical day in your internship look like? You spend most of your time coding, going to meetings, various things?
For me at ESPN, I think your typical day can be as routine as you want or as exciting as you dare make it. Let me explain. So what I mean is, we have the studios, right? The Sports Center studio is here in Bristol, Connecticut. So what I did was, the production interns get to do shadowing. Shadowing is something where you literally shadow the person who is actually doing a job. Maybe he's handling the camera or handling the video shaders or whatever. And I went ahead and asked my manager if I, a technology intern, could do the shadowing. And he was like, oh, that is an interesting idea, but then why do you want to do it? I said, because we are making all this technology. I want to see how they use that technology in the studios and what they make of it. and maybe that will spark off some ideas as to, this is something, this feature is something that they don't use, or maybe this could be improved. For example, the camera people have iPads right by their cameras where they get the play-by-play of the show. And this was technology that was developed in-house at ESPN. And so I go and talk to different people from different departments and set up lunch meetings with them, get to hear about their work, and code the rest of the time. So that's how my typical day is.
I have a really cool...
Great. And just remember, you can ask questions online on Facebook or Twitter with the AskPITech hashtag. So we'll move on to our next question now. As a student, what do you think helped you stand out and get a job at Disney, and what do you think current students can do?
Yeah.
Oh, for ESPN, I'd like to point out that one thing that potential internship applicants must keep in mind, that it is not necessary for you to be diehard sports fans to apply at ESPN. So for people who are watching this and who know me, that they know that I'm not a sports fan. So as long as you know your data structures and algorithms well enough, the research-oriented groups or the technology-oriented groups are going to judge you on that and select you based on that. It is true that for production-related internships, ESPN will look at your sports knowledge and your passion, but as long as you're passionate about what you're going to do or contribute to, that is good enough.
I think we'll move on to our next question, which is, what are the programming languages or skills that you use most in your internship?
So Stephanie, I'm going to interpret your question a little bit differently, and what I'm going to tell you is the tools or the technologies that I use or my team uses every day. So in terms of programming languages, I use JavaScript extensively because that's where my project was. And then for testing and for setting up, we use shell scripting a lot, and Python, obviously, for scripts. And for version control, Git is used extensively and almost exclusively in ESPN throughout all the teams. And then I guess for communication, we use Slack and Microsoft Lync. So, yeah.
We'll move on to the next question, which is, what made you choose the field you're currently working in?
I'm not one of those people who have been coding since the age of 8 and have always been passionate about coding and so on. What really brought me to coding was that there are jobs in programming and coding, so it pays. And the second thing is, in a research-oriented department like where I'm working, I'm not coming into office every day and just looking at tickets that some support department hands over to me, and I'm not just trying to solve those tickets. I'm actively working on product development and then deploying it on a weekly basis, and I can actually see the results of that. So when something is actually happening and something that I did makes an impact on that, that is the kind of thing that I like, and that's what brought me to this field.
So tell us about your favorite project that you worked on thus far, if you can.
Okay, since the Disney interns have all their non-disclosure agreements, I'm going to jump right into this. And so, like I said, the team that I work on works on speech recognition projects. And for speech recognition, what we need is a lot of data which says that here is the sentence and here is how humans say it. And we give this data to the computer and ask it to learn that, so that next time when the humans say those words, the computer spits out the words that the humans have said, right? So this data is what we don't have right now. And companies like Google, maybe Nuance, and other speech recognition companies, they have the data. But what we are trying to do is try to build our own systems like that. And for that, I was tasked with designing an application which could be deployed internally for ESPN employees to use and then collect that data for us. So I am kind of the mini CEO of this project, you could say. So everything from the design to the technologies that I use, to how I market this product to ESPN employees, everything is what I got to decide. And my board of, board members could be my managers at my team, who kind of, checked in on me on a weekly basis and just made sure that I was making the progress that I was supposed to make. So actually I did, after I completed this project and I wanted to do a pilot testing of it, what I did was a few days ago we had a merchandise sale at ESPN. And I decided that that was the perfect opportunity for me to catch ESPN employees in their off time and get them to help an intern and earn some instant karma points. So that's what I did, and I got a lot of data. And that was my only and the most exciting project that I worked so far on. Yeah.
For me, one of the fun.
Great. So are there any fun things that technology interns get to do outside of just working?
All of us get to go to Disneyland, right?
Yeah.
We have access to the parks, right?
For us, right? Like.
What about you guys? Do you have access to the parks?
Well, we do have access to the Disney parks, but then there are no Disney parks around here, and there are no holidays other than weekends where we could go there. But the fun things that I say I would do is, for a nature lover, Connecticut, Bristol is the place to be. So during the fall, I've been on around 7 hikes so far. Every weekend, I go on a hike somewhere. And other than that, being at ESPN and going to the studios where, Mike and Mike have their show, or maybe his and hers have their show, that is also definitely outside of the work that I have. So.
Awesome. So we're all technology here, and lots of things are going on outside in the industry. So what do you guys think are your favorite technology trends, or the best up-and-coming technologies out there?
And I'm going to say this because it's cool to say, because there is stuff that I cannot talk about. Well, not really. Virtual reality is big. That is what we are working on. Speech recognition is also big. Imagine talking to your phone and maybe asking it, should I bench Tom Brady for the next week for my playoffs? And then the phone does some number crunching and then gives you back a yes or no. That is data analytics talking with speech recognition together. So that is another area. And it is a pretty exciting world out there, I think, for these 3 technologies.
I agree with Gaurav there. Virtual reality is something I'm really looking to when it comes to gaming. There's very simple devices that you can use, to go with phones now. Like cardboard devices that Google is developing. You can just, put on your phone, put on your head, and just look around and stuff, and it's virtual reality, like right there. It's a crazy concept, and it's something that the gaming industry has tried a long time ago, but is finally getting it right now. So now is a great time to be, looking into that.
Great. So now we'll move on to our questions from social media. And the first one is, was there anything that surprised you about technology at Disney?
So far ahead in terms of technology that it completely blew me away. Like, can you imagine that every video that ESPN shows currently, we are capable of transmitting that in 4K resolution right now. And most of the TVs are still HD or even Ultra HD, and they are not even ready to take 4K content. And the DC2 Studios, which is one of the new additions to the main campus at ESPN, the entire building is 8K capable, and it will soon, the entire infrastructure is going to be completely IP based. And imagine that kind of technology at a company like ESPN, primarily a sports company, right? So it is great.
Great. Great. So I think that's the end of our time. So thanks everybody for watching, and you're more than welcome to visit us at www.disneyinterns.com. So.